about time I did a video on the Bagnall Bar, explaining how and why and where and what, etc, etc. I keep using it in all my fishing videos and you guys keep asking me what it's all about. It's been around for about a decade, believe it or not, in various sort of guises, but obviously not everyone knows what they are. So I thought I'd do a quick video, nothing too lengthy, on what they are, when I use them, and how to add a snood to them. You can buy them, most people buy them, as the bar form, and then add their own snood, because the snood part, believe it or not, is very, very easy to do. That's part of the beauty of them. Before we get into that, a little breakdown of what it is. Quite simply, it's a single hook casting rig. So anytime you need to put a single bait, I say single bait, you can actually fish a wishbone on it, but let's not overcomplicate things for now. A single bait as far as you possibly can cast, basically. So I use it for when I'm place fishing, I use it when I'm ray fishing, for hounds, bass sometimes. To be honest, pretty much any species really. The bar part, so the rig body, is exceptionally short. This is only 20 centimetres long. Now, the shorter the rig body, the further it'll cast. Sort of basic aerodynamics, so as that lead is punching a hole through the air, everything's tucked in behind the lead, nice and neat and tidy. Long rig bodies tend to be slightly less balanced, pick up a little bit more drag and things like that. So what the bar allows us is a very, very short rig body, but with a super long snood. I say super long snood, you can fish as long or as short as you like with it as well. And again, I'll show you that in a second, because it's super easy to set up. I've been using these a lot in my videos you guys have seen when I've been fishing for rays and things like that down Southbourne, and they're brilliant for that. I use it for place, I think I used it in my Chesil place video, didn't I? I'm going to be using it for hounds and all sorts really. There is no limit to what you can use them for. The nice thing about them as well is once you've got a bar, you can use the same bar with different types of snoods for different species, so you don't need to change the bar. The bar bit always stays the same. It's just the snood and the hook that'll vary. Speaking of which, let's crack on with that, shall we? Right, I'm going to set up a bar for rays, so as I would be fishing for rays down my local beaches and that sort of thing. So what you will need is some snood line. I'm using the 050 Maxima Chameleon. You can use whatever line you like, really. I'm going to use 2.0 Beasts. They have a great hook. I've got a 2.0 Cox and Wool Mutu Circle there, which I'm going to use for the top of a the top of a pennel, and I'm going to use some Cascade swivels. So that is it. So you've got line, hooks, Cascade swivel. That is all you need to make your snood. First things first, we're going to make the short hook section. So this will be a short length of line, hook on one end, Cascade on the other end. So all I'm going to do is get my 2.0 Beast, that is going to be the end hook. I'm going to simply tie that on. You can use whatever knot you like. I'm just going to use a simple half blood knot. Trim that nice and tight. Once you've tied that hook on, measure up the length of your bar, like so. So I've clipped the hook into an imp, I've added onto the bottom of the bar, and I just measure the line up to the top here, trim that off. I'm using a circle hook as a pennel hook. Again, you can choose to use this or not, or use whatever hook pattern you fancy. I like using these circles because I get a lot of fish I catch actually hooked on that top circle, nicely caught in the corner of the mouth. So literally just threading that on like so. And then simply tying our Cascade to the other end. Again, I'm using a half blood knot there. You can use whatever hook you like. No, whatever knot you like, I'm sorry. Right. That's as simple as that. Now, we're going to add the long part of the snood, okay? So to the other end of that Cascade, just going to tie another bit of line. Now this bit of line you can have as long or as short as you like. Genuinely can. You can have it that long, you can have it 6 foot if you want. I tend to, with my ray fishing, tend to fish around about a metre long, about 4 foot sometimes actually. So I just measure that at 4 foot, cut that off. So all we have so far is our 2 hooks there, tied to a cascade in line on our snood, and then I've got 4 foot of line there. Like I said, experiment with the length of that part as much as you like. It doesn't matter what that is. Now we're going to attach it to the bar. So the bar we have at the top of the bar, a large swivel there which we're using to attach our shock leader to. There's a swivel here just above a spring. Ignore that for a second. Below that we have a free floating swivel. This is the bit we're going to attach our snood to. So I'm just going to tie that on. Like so. Trim that down. That is all the tying we're doing. So that's how easy and quick it is to add a snood to a Bagnall bar. So we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4 knots there. That is it. The only last thing you need to do is a little bit of adjustment. So this bottom hook here will clip into the imp. The cascade, which is above that hook, is going to actually clip inside this swivel. I'll try and do that so my fat fingers aren't in the way too much. Like so. That's what's going to keep everything clipped down for flight. Now, what we want is this spring here to be under a little bit of tension, just to keep that hook clipped in. Okay, so this pink bead we can actually adjust up or down according on where we need it. The nice thing about this as well is because there's a little bit of adjustment on the bar, it means when you're tying the short part of the snood there, so this part, you don't have to be exact to the millimetre. There's a bit of variance there. So, if I've tied this up and it's come out a little bit short, I can simply move the bead down. If it's a little bit long, I simply move the bead up. But when it's clipped up like so, you just want that spring there to be under just a little bit of tension, not too much. Just that'll help it stay clipped down during flight. And that is it. That is a bar rig ready to go. Quick and simple as that. And like I said, you can very easily change the hook patterns, the size. I might drop the line down to some 040, fish a single size 1 hook for example, and then it'll be ready for place. I'm going to use this exact same setup maybe when I'm fishing for hounds or cod or whatever you fancy. The possibilities are endless. So there we go, 1 Bagnall bar ready to go. Pretty straightforward. Once you've got the bar, you can add your own snoods and mix it up as much as you like. You can change the length, you can change the diameter of the line, change the hook sizes to whatever suits your needs. Nice and simple.